as this act of charity and
right, he's the good guy.
He's a good guy because he's going to take that fucking insane wealth that he is controlling all of, and all he requires in order to give people the police that they deserve is, a private fiefdom where he's literally a warlord who can zap the fuck out of criminals.
Yeah, this kind of it's reminded me of like a white man's burden type tale, because like they treat the 13th district like it's basically Somalia, and he is a literal warlord, because like
no, he is
because there's he's not a cop. He's bought his own police district because he's filthy rich, and the show is like developed by the Cato Institute. But he's never a cop, despite that, he gets to control. He modifies his own personal like psycho drone and tases people with it in a house without a warrant that he has no right to enter, and he just busts in with this drone and tases people for no reason.
Look, pussy. That shit is bureaucratic red tape. Okay, things like warrants and things like actually being like an officer of the law, like these are concepts that are separating you from a utopian future in which Elon Musk personally anally fists everyone that carries a knife. I don't know. And look, and here's what fucking kills me. It's obvious. I mean, it is. I knew that it was going to be an Iron Man thing, because obviously it's going to be an Iron Man thing. But
let's start with that first scene. Let's start with that first scene, because that first scene is amazing. So the first scene starts.
He's on this stage in front of a bunch of like oil barons, and he's
bad Saudi stereotype, Kabio wearing.
They all look like it's like a fucking King Abdullah like look-alike contest in like Vegas,
and they all tied for the win.
Yeah. They all won a private viewing of it, and it's like in Iron Man he had the fucking drone strike in the back, all the bombs exploding. And they do it's like that, but TV style. So it's just one little drone farting out these little explosions that I guess put out fires.
Fire question mark.
But so what they're going for is Tony Stark, and what they get is Weeds Jew. And he is so uncharismatic and so unlikable and just fucking smarmy. I mean, so seriously, no, I'm not joking. The only thing that he should ever be the lead of is like.
The thing you said earlier was the best. The play.
Yeah.
Dramatic reading
of the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. He is just a shoe-in for the lead, and it's like.
I mean, I don't know what his actual name is, because I fuck you, who cares? But his original, I'm pretty sure he changed it from like secondary character, the second, and like his dad is Steve Buscemi, because like this dude is just like born to not be a lead character.
No, he's not.
No charisma whatsoever.
But it's almost unavoidable that they did that, because like I said, they're going for Tony Stark. But what they're actually like, this person in the world that is inspiring them is Elon Musk, is Peter Thiel, and these people are not like Tony Stark. They are not these charismatic, virile. They are these fucking bloodless, like weird autistic vampire people that like. I mean, they're like the guy with the robot voice from Grandma's Boy, where if you ever touch their skin, they make like a noise. You know what I mean? They have absolutely no connection. Mitt Romney is closer to what they actually are than fucking Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
But what kills me is I'm just thinking about how fucking amazing this show would be if you actually got like an Elon Musk or like a Peter Thiel, like sitting in that chair being like, as they like swoop their drone through the streets of Chicago, just like looking into windows.
And they're wearing a cape and literally everything.
Oh yeah, no, literally like a fucking cape, and just like, oh my fucking god.
I think to rewind just a bit to before the first scene, which is kind of like the intro scene. It's not the opening theme, but there's an intro scene. The opening theme plays at like 12 minutes. Like the intro scene is like this sort of. It's like the vague futurism.
Oh yeah, it's the cheap like Web 2.0 like Reeves Industries.
Like insanely bad CGI spacecraft, and like Reeves Industries is a paragon. It's basically just like Stark Industries, but
if you've ever like if you've ever fucked around in any like video editing software and they have like the kind of like pre-built backgrounds for like shitty like local commercials.
Yeah,
it's Windows Media Maker backgrounds.
That's why I thought at first that the show was produced by the Cato Institute for like a YouTube series, because like the CGI is made by 12-year-olds.
Yeah,
and the editing on this fucking intro scene. But the more important thing about the intro scene is it gives us background, like, oh, he's Tony Stark but with a different name, and like this is before you've actually seen the character who just looks like a fucking moron, so you don't know that he's not cool yet. But then they do that, and then they do the intro scene with all the like the Saudi like child molesters and some like Azerbaijani like mentally challenged Azerbaijanis who have been like poisoned by the oil fields in Baku.
I think I saw Steven Seagal in that scene.
Steven Seagal cameos in that scene. Yeah, Steven Seagal cameos in that scene. But they transition it. I think that the scene, the point where I knew that the show was going to be a 1 out of 10 for me, and for me a 2 out of 10. Like, you could be much worse than this show. You could be like basically, you could be like the Control-Alt-Delete like cartoon made by Tim Buckley. And you would still only be a 2 out of 10 because that, while being stupid and terrible, doesn't manage to offend me on a personal level. The point where I knew that the show was a 1 out of 10 is when they spend the first minute and a half on this terrible opening scene, like sucking this guy's dick about how he's Tony Stark, and then he's like the snarky bad, like he's bad, like trying to be badass, doing this opening scene from Iron Man 1, but shitty, and then it immediately cuts to the clap. And I was like, all right, I'm actually done with this shit. Like, everything that they stood against, every single value that every single member of the Clash hated has just been espoused in the last 4 minutes, and they immediately cut to should I stay or should I go? And the fucking Weeds Jew just looks at black guy is about to die and, and he just looks at black guy is about to be dead because, like, what else would he do? I guess this is you.
That actor, I cannot get over like the direction they gave that actor, because every single shot where they cut to him, literally you can see the person standing next to him be like, all right, now you can't believe what this crazy honky's saying, and he's like, his every single scene it's the same. I was really surprised that like as he got fucking ventilated by like the mugger, I was really surprised he didn't just like look over to the guy like, look what you've made me do.
His acting directions were 2 words, and it's like, or 3 words, I guess. It'd be Black Twitter Side Eye.
Yes,
His entire character is Black Twitter Side Eye, and he just like gives this guy this looks like, oh my god, I can't believe what this motherfucking cracker's doing. And then
more shade, Jeremy. Give me all the shade.
Yeah, and the only
drag him, Queen.
The only major black character is, of course, killed within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, fucking immediately just filled full of holes.
Well, like, if you haven't heard of the concept of women in refrigerators, it's basically a term that...
Black best friend in refrigerators,
right,
exactly.
The term women in refrigerators, it encompasses the idea that women are being victimized and used to accelerate male character development.
Right.
This is Black Friend in Refrigerator, where black guy exists just to be murdered for white male, like, character development. Like, that's literally what, like, his only...
I was amazed that they spent, because I knew that the premise of the show was his friend gets killed, but I was amazed how quickly they fucking disposed of this motherfucker.
He's dead before 10 minutes.
I literally don't even know if he has more than 3 lines. We know nothing. I mean,
absolutely no background information on either of these characters, other than this guy is like dime store Tony Stark.
It makes like the introduction of the relationship between like Anakin and Obi-Wan in in episode 2, where it's like, all right, we got to just throw these people together, and we have like 2 seconds. It makes it look incredible in comparison.
Yeah, these. Like, you have, I mean, I guess it could possibly go into detail via flashbacks, like in.
Oh, you're right. That's what they're.
Point that he's dead already. He's fucking dead.
And now that I think about it, you're right. They're definitely going to have some sort of stupid fucking flashback scenes, but it's like we're not going to learn anything interesting about any of these people. Okay, they were friends. This guy's some tech douche. Like, but
that's the point. That's why he's Black Friend in Refrigerator. It's because if he wasn't black, if he was a real character, you wouldn't need that trope to describe him. But his existence is solely to accelerate the character development of Ouija. Like, that's the only reason why he exists. And so he gets an excuse because actually I think the show would be a lot better and funny if Black Friend in Refrigerator like didn't exist and this guy just was bored and decided and just wanted to buy his own police district.
It's just like, and see, that's what like a fucking Peter Thiel. He was
Jenkins,
He's
I'm bored. I'm
prints.
bored, Jenkins. Can you go buy me a police district in Chirac?
He just like he would just roll up in like one of the like a comically long limo and just walk out and be like, I want this one.
He's grown a mustache to twist around a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think this would actually be a million times better if like, and I guess
if it was just this like quixotic, like capricious fucking asshole who really and
I would understand him. Yeah, I would have
yeah, exactly. He would be a real fucking billionaire. He would be actually like a disconnected fucking balloon person who like has no idea what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, and it would actually tie perfectly into one of the moments. It would be the only thing that would tie into like perfectly.
And instead of wise,
where like sassy ethnic hacker is like, you're gonna get bored of this, weeds you just like you got bored of nanotechnology and fucking animals and
fucking animals
and taking over third world countries with your private army. You're gonna get bored of this just like you got bored of everything else. It would make a lot of sense if he had no motivation. He was just fucking bored.
Yeah, and it would be a lot more realistic too if you had, because if you listen to any of these people, all of their ideas are fucking insane. So it would be so much better if you actually had, instead of Wise Latina being like, no, these are the realities of like policing, and he's like, well, I guess you're right, let me just hit the books. It would be like just scene after scene of him being like, what if we drone strike the entire block that we're trying to find these criminals on? Why don't we just gas them all? And she's like, no, you can't.
Well, that would be APB Yemen.
APB, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Nick, tell us about the. Okay. So we get Black Friend in Refrigerator gets like 2 shots in the belly.
I mean, so ventilated
tell all our
30
friends,
seconds into the show.
Tell all of our friends out there what happens when 6 weeks later, Weeds Juke decides to go to city council.
Okay. So he goes to city council and hold on. So it's 6 weeks later, and I don't know exactly what's supposed to have happened in the intervening 6 weeks. I mean, I guess this is like
he tried to go through the normal channels. Remember?
He was very insistent about yeah. He says that, but I feel like probably he was using his billions of dollars to create all of the equipment, because it's like. Immediately after that,
he has everything ready in 6 weeks.
Yeah, he has everything ready already. So it's like he just immediately goes to it.
So he wasn't. There's no pretense here, really, that this was ever going to work out. Like his.
He knows what he can do.
So like, he shows up. He knew he was going to buy the shit immediately. There was never. If they found the murderer, he would have done it anyway. Like, just fuck it.
So he shows up at City Hall, and they are doing some kind of, I don't know, public meeting about funding or something like that. And like you said, Yam Emanuel is there. And he shows up and does the Tony Stark talking to Congress or whatever, where
another scene, just cribbed from Iron Man.
It's so fucking bad, and it's so awful. But so immediately he offers to basically buy a little fiefdom in the city. He's going to buy the 13th district. And it's not that he offers to buy the 13th precinct. It's that he says, sell me the 13th precinct, or I am going to like use all of my money to get you thrown out of office.
He like blackmails them. Like
he blackmails, and that is the thing that like pisses me off the most, because as we've already discussed, the money that this motherfucker has belongs to the people. Like, it's not. He is the 1% that owns 60% of all the fucking wealth in the country, just through this neo-feudalism that capitalism is very rapidly becoming.
Right, and his primary argument, to get background on this real quick before you come on, the primary argument he's making is that it's underfunded, there's not enough money, so they can't do their job, so I'm going to fix it.
So they address the fact that it is just starved dry,
but never why.
But never why, and never that there is a relationship between the money that he is simultaneously offering and using, like bribing / threatening, and the money that is missing from the public coffers. There's never a connection between that ever made, ever. Even when they have those token ethical questions, they never bring that. And I'll get to that later. But it's like, so he threatens this guy, and so under threat of being kicked out of office by just getting citizens united to fucking hell, they give over the district.
They just give it to like there's no mechanism for this, but like they just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, they kind of allied. I mean, it's like, and it's to a degree that is like, I mean, he like literally gets to just fucking shoot people.
Yeah,